Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. Yeah, honey, nobody ever said it was going to be easy to grow a mustard seed of faith. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy, but faith is the evidence of things not seen. Our blessing. Our blessing is coming as long as we believe and trust and hold on and grow on with that mustard seed of faith that God has given us. Even though it may seem that we're growing up on the rough side, we're growing up anyway. We're growing for a better way. We got to keep on striving to reach our greatness in God. Keep on moving on, growing on, pass me the side. You got the side from God. Take the rain that came and grow, honey. Take that mustard seed of faith and grow. Rise up. It's a spiritual warfare out there that's everywhere, honey. Evil comes up and folks let evil use them. Folks let them use children as emotional pawns, in relationships. I had to keep, I went through that kind of foolishness, being silly and stuff like that, at the time. But the thing of it is, when I was going through with baby daddy, it was like, if he wasn't allowed to control me and control how, he get the kids and when he get them, and if I do this and do that, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So I removed myself from that chaos, negativity, and drama equation that he put me in. His twisted up dreams, trying to send me there, send me on a keeper of his dream, to be a ride or die in his dream. I'm gonna die up in the spiritual warfare with you here, and we on this roller coaster. We ain't even doing right. You don't want to do right. So I had to get out of there. I had to, if it ain't right, it's got to be left. So I left that alone. God had me growing on. I'm on the path and journey on my own. I think I want to be this, I want to be that. I got hired to do this and hired to do that. But in the end, God had it out for me to be a bus driver. Sit up there and be quiet because I got to work in you. I'm working in you, for you to work for me later on too. Look, you're going to get plenty of benefits, plenty of blessing. Overtime, anytime, any day off you want off, just keep growing in me. See, I work for God. God is grow and grow is God. I work for God, so I grow, so I sow. I sow to grow, and here I grow. Just keep growing all over the world. Grow. There it is. I spoke it all over the world. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Sowing love, showing love to anyone and everything all around the world. Man, woman, boy, girl, dog, cat, Kyler. I'm telling you something. This cat here, honey, this cat is like a human being. He like a child. See, that's him scratching and messing with stuff right now. He don't just go like cats do and go sit down and be quiet and don't bother with it. He just like a child. He around here getting this stuff, then she leave. That's what she do. She get her pets and she said this one here is her child. And he acts just like a child. You just wouldn't believe how this cat act. I'm sitting up here telling her one day how this cat act. He turns around, he's sitting there listening. He turned his head around to me and wink at me. I'm telling her I think he human. He walk around here now. He be quiet. He's a good cat. He's a sweetheart. He walk around here and be quiet. Like now he done laid back down in the blanket. But usually, he around here getting in stuff, messing with stuff like a child. You have to get him away from stuff. Leave stuff alone. Then he want to go back there and put on the Sylvester and Tweety show for me. Make me laugh. Then when I laugh, he walk over. He want to be scratched. So I'm saying, he's something, honey. This Kyler over here. He look like Mars. Remember Mars the cat? From way back then, he looked like Mars. He just gold. This cat is gold all over. He's beautiful. He is. He got beautiful eyes. When you're talking about it too. He just over there blinking. Anyway, honey, we're going to keep growing and striving for a better way each and every day. Even though the oppression is all around us, honey, we got to grow from it. Look, when you take a child away from their parent, you hurting that child. You taking away something that they can never get again, and that's time. Allow that child to see that parent, because then you're going to help yourself out, because in the end, that's going to come back on you, because see, your child going to understand and realize what happened, and hear, why I've been kept away from my dad or my mom all this time. Look, this going to give you a break. Let that child go with his parent. That's something they'll never get again, is time. They can't even go to no store and buy time. You can't go in there and buy time. No, you can't go nowhere. Time is slipping away. So here, let that child go with his parent for a better way. For each of them, they get them something both positive to do together. We got the spiritual warfare around us. That's why I'm telling you to sow love. See, we can't fight fire with fire. We can't jump in there like that. We can't play the jump in, jump out game. The dodgeball game with the spiritual warfare. You might be hit and you might not get up again. So now we can't play them kind of games. No, honey. So we want to sow love. We want to do it a different way. See, now this grow show. It's about God. It's about the solution. We ain't going to focus on the oppression. It's a very sad story in the news, though, about a father who went to pick up his son, and he lost his life because the mother decided to use the son as an emotional pawn and keep him away from his dad. You ain't gonna see him today. No, he came to get his son, got into an argument with the man that was there, and he shot him, and there go that life. And that boy, that child, those children, they've lost their father forever over a decision that she could have chose, give them the time that they need to be together. This is his time anyway. This is what the judge said with his time. This where he's supposed to be, is here for him to collect his son. That's it. See, we got to grow, grow about things a better way. We got to grow about it a new way. We got to turn for a better way. We can't even put all the focus on the oppression. We got to put the focus on the solution. See, we got to know where we've been. We can turn around and see that. We got to know where we've been so we know where we're growing. You can't forget about this and forget about that. Take the L, the lesson, and time to right the wrongs. WRITE, time to right the wrongs. Time to move on, time to grow on, as one. One nation under God, one human race under God. That's what we are. We are the human race. It don't matter what color you are. Don't matter. We all bleed the same red blood. We all got the same blood type. Bleed the same red blood, grow positive. That's it. That's the blood type, grow positive. So that's what we got to do, kings and queens. We got to show love, honey. We got to rise up on the defense, just like out here on this highway of life. You got to drive for everybody out there, not just you. You have to be on the defense of the spiritual warfare too. See, because it can come at you any kind of way. You don't know what direction. It might be a four-way. You coming up and you think you got the right of way. Okay, I got the green, step on it. And then here come the spiritual warfare right at you. Coming for an evil breakthrough and to catch you up with it. See, because look, you can be dead right. We don't want to be dead right. Just be right. Be right. And everything else will be left. So I'm for real. Ain't God good? That's what you say. Ain't God good, honey, when they try to turn you for another way. Ain't God good. See, they ain't gonna expect that. Ain't God good? Well, I just called you what you call it. Ain't God good, though? See, God told me what I really am. God told me who I truly am. Who I am is not who you say I am. Sam, I am. I am a child of God. I'm a queen. I reign. So here I am reigning. And God is blessing as I'm growing. I'm rising and I'm sowing. I'm lifting in God. I got to. We growing on for the breakthrough. And that's what I want you to know, honey. God is good. God is so good that here we are growing on a podcast. See, I'm going to tell you something about God. God could go wing, wing, bling, bling. There it is, everything. But honey, God, look, this is how God get the glory through my testimony. To tell you, hey, look, I done been through too. I know what to tell you to do. We gonna use love to grow and get the breakthrough. So, look, God don't need the publicity. It's already been out there. Dr. King said it on there. He said it on TV because I saw him. I'm a grown woman and I seen him. He long gone with the Lord. But I seen him stand on TV, turn around, look in the camera. I just want to do God's will. He looked at the camera and said that. I saw that with my own eyes. So I'm here to carry the message through. I'm going to put it on TV too. I'm going to turn around somewhere and look at the camera. I just want to do God's will. Just let all y'all know. Hey, there it go. Send it on out there. And lo and behold, here I am. Here I am, Dr. King, and his spirit is growing on with me. Let me quit shouting. And I get so excited. But honey, yeah, here I am carrying the message forward. The movement was paused. It wasn't stopped. It was paused so a rose could grow. And here I am. I heard that message too. I saw what he said on TV because that's the same thing my grandmother said. My grandmother told me, God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. She said that really before I go to bed. And before I went to bed, it was to the Lord, my soul. I gave my soul to God. My soul been gave to God, long time ago. God said, I knew you. Before you knew you, I knew you. So, and I knew God. And you do too. Somebody told me to deliver this message, and you know who is God. So we're going to grow to the breakthrough. Here go the message. And the message is going forward. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. The truth is love from God above. And we're going to keep on sowing the seeds of love all around us, everywhere. We didn't have enough of this stuff. We tired of this oppression. We tired of this evil, ready to drive the evil and hate out and make the world great. Love, not hate, will make the world great. Love, not hate, will make the world great. We gonna drive the hate up out of here, cause love, not hate, will make the world great. Honey, just say that. When somebody say something crazy upside your head, love, not hate, will make the world great. Just keep it moving, just get the dancing. You seen the dude out there I love it. He get out there and get the dancing chub right. Just get the dance right on out of there, honey, with a smile on your face. They ain't gonna be looking at you crazy. Wow. Just looking at you crazy. There you go. You can throw some love at them. Sow some love they way. That's what we got to do to counteract this evil, to drive this evil up out of here. I was talking on the phone to the Bishop Funny, and he wanted me to sing it. He wanted, because he laughing. He wanted me to sing, because I'm going to tell you something, honey. Ike wrote the song. Tina sang the song, but Tina don't know I sing it too. I sang it right along with her. And he got an evil breakthrough. He got it until he kept drawing lines. That's it. I'm had enough. I'm getting ready to do my Tina run. Remember how Tina ran? And she took out running out of that hotel after she beat the mess out of him. She took out run. I did that Tina run too, honey. But before that, I sung that song. I sung that song. You just a fool. You know you in love. Tell me one more time. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I sung that song, honey. Just a fool in love. Not no more. I'm a fool for God now. I got the tracker on the Lord, and I'm going to keep it on God, honey. That's what I'm worrying about. God, what we going to do today? Where we going to grow today? Where we going to be at today? God, how we going to do it? God. God is the manipulating, dominating force in my life, honey. It is God. It ain't no man. It ain't Joe, Paul, whoever, and Sam. It ain't none of that. It's God. And so I keep going in the Lord, honey. I ain't running trying to meet nothing. Whatever comes for me is going to come through grow. And I'm just going to see as I grow. Keep growing in the Lord, because God going to bring it my way anyway. I'm just going to keep growing and get my blessing today. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread. All that other stuff coming later, honey. And stuff don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. The kind of car, it don't mean nothing. You should see the jalopy that takes me. The looks I get, that's what they think it is. But to me, it's everything. I love that car. It's everything. Cause it was a gift to me from my beloved son, and, we cherish the things our children do for us. We truly do, because it shows us that some of us, is in them. There it is, that love, to sow love and just do that. Do something out the kindness of their heart. That's how, we got to keep teaching our children. Ain't no steps here. Ain't no step, step in. Step in and help the child out. It takes a village to raise a child. We are the villagers. Let's step in as a band of love and help these children and lift them up. We love them. I heart her, I heart him. We love them. So let's step in and help these children. They need us. It don't matter who they are. Don't matter who you are. That's the future right there. That child, grab hold of that child, lift that child up. And that's where you sow the love at. The pastor, all right. Sow the love over there in the community where it's needed. You see the need. Teach the man how to fish. Don't just feed him for a day. Don't just give him something for a day. Help him out. That's how we lift the world. I can't imagine. It's hard. And I want to do something. I want to make a difference for the homeless people. I was there, honey. I was there for 2 months. I can't imagine just being, I was out there with a child, but I just can't imagine it happening again, and I just can't imagine that it did happen. I can't imagine that someone came into my life just to take everything and to get things, and things don't mean anything. Things never mattered nothing to me. As he tried to make me love that car as much as he did, I didn't. That car didn't mean nothing to me. I've had other cars. Cars come and go. Yeah, it's a nice car. That's a nice car. I see nice cars every day. But nice cars don't make me. They don't. As long as it can get me to point A and point B, I don't care about C. None of that matters. All the other stuff, it don't mean anything. I'm telling you, honey, things don't mean nothing. When we leave here, this stuff ain't going with us. What kind of house you got? A house full of furniture? Oh, it is. All kind of china and glass. You got that? You got all of that? For real? Ooh, wait, you got that too. Look at that. Wow, you got it going on. You got it. You got it going on. Nah, yeah, you got it going on. You ain't got it growing on. You got it going on. Things don't mean anything, honey. Yeah, God wants us to be prosperous, of course. Prosperous, but not selfish. It's not for one to rise. What I'm going to do with a $50 million mansion? Who all going to live up in there? Unless I'm going to invite a bunch of folks to come and live in it. No, I think I'll take that money from that $50 million mansion and sow it back in the community where it's needed. I want to see my people in my hometown, my birthplace, East St. Louis. I want to see them rise up. I want to see them come up. I want to see my community back beautiful, where it was ravaged by the drugs. The war on drugs took a war on the community. It took a war on my people. So I want to see my people rise. I want to see my people lifted, and that's all people. My brothers and sisters, different skin, one love, one God who created us. We different on the outside, all of us different on the outside, but the same on the inside. Got the same organ. I use yours, you use mine. Switch and swap. But I'm good. I'm all right. So I'm just saying, talk about I'm better than you. I'm this and I'm that. I'm a legend too. We all are legends. We all kings and queens. We all got a throne to sit on. But it's just you want to push others off to get on your throne. You can get on your throne on your own. Use yourself as the stepping stone. Rise up, and as you rise up, link up, lock up, raise them up with you. You need some other folks to grow up with you. There you go, to make you stronger. Make your band of love stronger. There you go, tie up, wound up there. Wind yourself up. Do the tighten up. Do the tighten up. That's what you got to do in love. Do the tighten up. Tighten it up now. Do the tight. Told you, tighten it up. Just tighten it up. That's what he said, to tighten up. Got to tighten it up in love. Tighten that band up. Do the tighten up. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Kings and queens. He just curled up in a little ball down here on the floor, Kyler. He a sweet cat. Like a child, though. I love you. Let's rise. Keep rising, kings and queens. Keep on keeping with the dream. I love you. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. All over the world.